Innovators of Peace by Irene Anzalone. Introduction. The Nobel Prize was established more than 100 years ago by the wealthy inventor of dynamite, Alfred Nobel. When Nobel died in 1896, his fortune was used to create 5 prizes in different specialties. 3 of the Nobel Prizes go to scientists in the fields of chemistry, physics, and medicine. 1 Nobel Prize is for literature and goes to an outstanding writer. The final prize, the Nobel Peace Prize, is awarded to someone who has made a vital contribution in the area of peace. In many ways, the winners of the Nobel Peace Prize are just like the winners of the Nobel Prizes in literature and the sciences. Writers who have won the prize for literature have envisioned new ways of seeing the world. Scientists who have won the prize for physics have made amazing discoveries in their fields. Those who have won the prize for peace have also worked tirelessly for the benefit of humanity, and they have done it in new and hopeful ways. Like the scientists and the writers, they are innovators. Innovators of Peace. Chapter 1. Satyagraha. No one would doubt that humankind has made extraordinary advances in science, medicine, and technology in the past century. Although it seems reasonable to assume we will someday find a cure for cancer or explore new planets, it often seems that there will never be a cure for war. Is it unreasonable to hope that people can grow in their understanding of peace, just as they can grow in their understanding of science? After all, equality, regardless of race or gender, is still a relatively new idea. It is a new idea that every person deserves liberty and dignity, no matter which country he or she lives in. The idea of human rights is also a very new one. Why should we assume there will not be new ideas that will lead to a peaceful world? 50 years ago, it was a new idea to imagine that an oppressed people could win their rights without violence. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. showed the world that it is possible to win the struggle for equality without firing a shot. Like millions of other African Americans in the South, Martin Luther King Jr. had grown up in a world of prejudice. Because of the color of his skin, he was not allowed to eat in certain restaurants or swim in certain pools. He had gone to separate schools that were forced to make do with much less than the nearby schools for white students. Many white Americans assumed he was inferior to them merely because of his race. Racially based violence was not uncommon. Despite these wrongs, Martin Luther King Jr. refused to turn to violence. He rose above his oppressors, rejecting not only violence, but hate. Dr. King's spiritual ideals translated into a very effective strategy of nonviolent resistance, which won him the Nobel Peace Prize in 1964. At age 35, he was, at the time, the youngest person ever to receive the award. King began developing his tactics of nonviolent resistance in 1955, when he was the minister of the Dexter Avenue Baptist Church in Montgomery, Alabama. In November of that year, he was only 26 years old. He was a new father, and in the sleep-deprived fog that surrounds the arrival of a new baby, he was probably not expecting that the eyes of the world were about to look toward him. Nevertheless, he was ready. On December 1, 1955, a civil rights activist named Rosa Parks got onto a bus. She chose a seat in the back where, as an African American, she was required to sit. The bus was crowded. All the seats in the white section were filled. A white passenger, looking for a place to sit, demanded Mrs. Parks give up her seat. She refused. In the South at that time, her refusal was seen as revolutionary. Mrs. Parks was arrested. The arrest was the straw that broke the camel's back. Many worse things had happened in the South, but Mrs. Parks' principled defiance set off a spark. The African American community stood up and said, "No more." A committee was quickly formed to protest the practice of segregation on city buses. They elected the young minister of the Dexter Avenue Church to run it. The group might have turned violent,
Sample complete. Ready to continue?